There's a really interesting new trial that's been set up, which is looking for people to take part. Men recently diagnosed with low-risk prostate cancer are needed to take part in a study assessing this brand new online tool which is designed to help navigate their treatment. And the website itself is called the Navigate website. It's been developed by a team of experts and men with first-hand experience of prostate cancer. We know it's out there. We know that most of you leave this mortal coil with it, not because of it. Alan White is a men's health advocate. He is a prostate cancer survivor and consumer advocate for the Navigate trial. He joins you on the wireless. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, Libby. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. And more importantly, at this stage, I hope you're well.
Yes, 10 years and 30 days, but I'm not counting. I'm well.
Yeah. It's an awful shock, the diagnosis, right?
Yes, especially when it's considered to be low risk because the man's been told he's got prostate cancer. Now he's got to work out which treatment option that he wants to look at along with his partner. So that creates even more anxiety and stress for him and his partner. So it can be a difficult road to decide what to do, and that includes the active surveillance part, which means no treatment, but with close monitoring and regular tests to make sure everything's okay.
The active surveillance part could possibly be just as anxiety-inducing as actually doing anything active.
Correct, because you walk around with cancer in your body, or well, in the prostate, but often it's not going to go anywhere. Generally, a lot of the low-risk prostate cancer stays there and doesn't do anything, but that's that grey area. Well, it might do something. So monitoring with regular blood tests, and if things are going up, then possibly an MRI and then maybe a biopsy to see what's going on can create more stress because some men just want to get it out. They don't want to have to deal with it. Anxiety sitting in the back of their head.
I understand. So tell me about the Navigate website and how one can enrol to be part of it.
Well, men need to have been diagnosed within the last 3 months, and they need to meet a certain criteria with what's called their prostate-specific antigen and a score for their biopsy. And then if that's all been confirmed with their specialist or GP, there's a baseline questionnaire and then a flip of the coin. They either go to the Navigate site with their partners or they go to a readily available website with general information. And then there's questionnaires to follow up over the 6 months to see how they're tracking physically, mentally and emotionally with dealing with the prostate cancer sitting there, but also it gives an idea about the website itself, whether all the information was supplied with videos and a questionnaire that helps them to determine what's going to be the best treatment for them.
Right, so this is funded by Swinburne University and it's recruiting online and from the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre, Cabrini, Austin, Alfred and Western Health. So it's a big project. It obviously is a condition that affects a huge amount of men.
Yes, so we're looking at around 17,000 to 18,000 men a year diagnosed, and unfortunately 3,300 will die. But there's around 200,000 men living with prostate cancer, following treatments or having ongoing treatment as well, dealing with the aggressive aspects. So it affects, just under half the population, but often men will die with prostate cancer and not from it. But still, it's part of a health checkup. Looking after your well-being, and one part of that is making sure that the prostate's functioning okay. And just because the PSA, the prostate-specific antigens, popped up, doesn't mean you've got cancer. You could have an infection or an enlarged prostate. So men need to be aware of that as well and not freak out, oh, my God, I've got cancer, but actually it could be something else.
Yeah.
But that's the important part of having a regular checkup so it doesn't get away. And if it's caught early, you've got more options. That's the important thing to be aware of.
So what are the benefits of being involved in the trial?
Well, you get access to information that you may not be able to find elsewhere, or spend a couple of days Googling for information that might be correct. The aspect of being on the trials, you get to hear and watch videos of men who've been down the same track and they've all had different treatments, including active surveillance, of course, and radiotherapy, or had surgery, and how they and their partners have dealt with it. So you get to hear from the horse's mouth how men travelled that road themselves, plus the clinicians talk about the treatments they offer and how that works, and also the pros and cons for each treatment. So men are a lot more informed to make an informed decision about their treatment they're looking at and feeling more comfortable as one can about having treatment at the same time.
So given the fact that it's a trial, in terms of analysing the outcomes, what would be the results? I mean, understanding that you're a participant and an advocate,
Yep.
but the purpose of a trial is what in this particular instance?
Well, to see how well men handle basically doing active surveillance and how they travel physically, mentally, emotionally with the questionnaires that we get back. And we can analyse to see which source of information was better for men in making their decision.
Right.
And then that down the line, the site will be adjusted to reflect that. But it's important that if men are making a better decision because they're informed, that can be reflected in also how they're travelling with their questionnaires.
Right, it just gives them access to information consistently in one spot.
Correct, and it's correct information, up to date, not something they've found on the web as well.
Yeah, Dr. Google can be a bit scary, can't he?
Oh, yes, I remember it was scary when I first started Googling. One was, we were talking about a while ago, 10 years, or actually going back to 20 years when I first was initially diagnosed. And, there was things like, 1% die on the operating table, but the impact of erectile dysfunction, incontinence is, huge. And I went, dying on the table wasn't my problem. It was the erectile dysfunction and incontinence that grabbed my attention very quickly. So not something I wanted to deal with at the time.
But you found the information to help you feel empowered to go through
Yes and no. There wasn't as much information. It was more Dr. Google stuff. You were told that was going to happen, but when I reflect to what the information men have available now, particularly through Penile and their information session, it's years ahead. They go into this operation, if they are having surgery, fully aware what to expect when they come out the other end. That means waking up with a catheter, they're going to lose their erections. And in fact, once you've lost your prostate, you lose something like 2,000 erections during a year. That's overnight erection. I'm not talking about during the day, but certainly men will have 3 to 5 erections automatically to keep your penis healthy with blood and oxygen. So that's something else that men don't realise as well.
And the interesting thing is that there is rehabilitation that is available for those sorts of conditions and consequences as well. Does the website navigate you around all of that as well?
Yes, there's information about how to deal with what's now called penile rehabilitation. The different medications that are available, vacuum devices and injections. So men are aware that they're not just going to walk into this and don't know what to do with it at the other end. So they're fully informed about what to expect. And again, the information sessions that are run by Penile and by other urologists inform men that they're going to be experiencing this straight after they lose their prostate.
www.navigateprostate.com.au. Prostate, of course, Prostate, not prostrate as in lying down, but prostate as in the little gland.
Yes, correct.
If you would like to be involved in this trial, go to that website and register, and perhaps it will help make your quality of life even better after a very scary diagnosis that's made you feel vulnerable. Alan, thank you very much for sharing this information with us.
Thanks very much for letting us to come on and talk about it. We much appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Alan White, men's health advocate, prostate cancer survivor and consumer advocate. It's called Navigate, the trial. I thought you should know about it this morning. It's out there. It's everywhere. And if you can jump online and enrol in the trial, you never know. Not only will you be helping yourself have a better day tomorrow, but helping everybody else around you as well get access to the right information.